Sex outside marriage is one of the biggest scams our generation has fallen for, and nobody wants to admit it. People don't like hearing this, but let's face it, sex outside of marriage is overrated. In fact, it's one of the biggest traps our culture has normalized. Everyone says it's natural, it's fun, it's freedom. But what they don't tell you is that freedom without boundaries always comes with a cost. Think about it. Every time you give yourself away to someone you're not committed to, you're creating a bond, a connection, and a memory that doesn't just vanish. Science even shows that sex releases chemicals like oxytocin and dopamine designed to glue two people together. That's powerful. But when you keep giving it away casually, you're basically sticking tape on and ripping it off over and over until it loses its grip. And later, when you finally meet the person you want to marry, you bring all those broken bonds, comparisons, and scars into the relationship. People talk about experience like it's a badge of honor. But let's be honest, what has that experience really given most people? Broken hearts, unwanted pregnancies, STDs, sleepless nights wondering why someone ghosted you, and the crushing feeling of being good enough to sleep with but not good enough to commit to. That's not freedom. That's slavery to a cycle. Now, marriage isn't perfect, but it's built on trust, responsibility, and covenant. When sex stays inside marriage, it's not just physical pleasure. It's a celebration of safety and loyalty. You don't wake up wondering if that person is texting someone else. You don't have to compete with ghosts of the past. You don't carry shame from last night's decisions. Instead, you build intimacy that grows deeper, stronger, and more meaningful. Here's the controversial part. Our generation has been sold a lie. Hookup culture tells us sex is casual, like grabbing coffee. But the truth is, sex is never casual. It always leaves a mark. And the more you treat it as disposable, the more you devalue yourself. When you demand marriage first, you're not being old-fashioned. You're protecting your value. You're saying, I am not cheap. I am not a temporary thrill. If you want me, prove it with commitment. That's power. And let's talk about self-control. If a person can't control themselves before marriage, what makes you think they'll control themselves after marriage? If they're used to bouncing from bed to bed, why would that suddenly stop with you? Marriage doesn't magically change someone's habits. Discipline does. And if you want a partner who truly respects you, you need to see that discipline before vows are ever exchanged. Here's the hard truth. Most people regret giving themselves away too soon, but almost nobody regrets waiting. Waiting doesn't make you weak, it makes you rare. And rare is valuable. So, why should you stop having sex outside of marriage? Because your heart, your body, your future, and even your legacy are worth protecting. Because love without commitment isn't really love. It's lust in disguise. And because when you finally give yourself to one person without all the baggage of everyone else, it's not just sex. It's sacred. You can keep chasing the thrill of temporary connections, or you can choose the path that builds something lasting. Casual sex gives you moments. Marriage gives you meaning. The choice is yours, but only one choice leaves you whole. If sex outside marriage was really freedom, why are so many people left feeling empty afterward? Think about that.